First in the list, it is Another Eden. The game has been around for 7 to 8 years. It is amazing how this game can survive because this game is good. The art in Another Eden is just beautiful. Character designs and backgrounds are super polished, and if you grew up with Chrono Trigger, the nostalgia factor is making you want to play this game. And it also leans into that vibe without being a ripoff, more like a respectful, inspired game with its own personality. And right now, they are also having a collab with Final Fantasy IX. How awesome is that? Free to play wise, I never felt starved for currency. You get enough to progress without slamming into paywalls, and the paid stuff is there if you want it, but there is no need to pay, honestly. The main story is where it truly shines. It is lengthy, decently written, classic JRPG story that keeps you playing. Side content exists, but honestly, focus on the main story in this game since it delivers the strongest experience. Try it out, it is worth it, man. It is worth playing. Next we have Sword of Convalarias. SOC is a wonderful tactics game. Gorgeous art, solid story, proper world building, characters you will love and hate. Gameplay is super fun and the animations are stunning for pixel art. Also, right now they are having a collaboration with Witcher 3. How amazing is that? So yes, go see this and play it out. But funnily enough, even though this is a gacha game, the gacha aspect barely matters, I kid you not. Once you are in a game, you go straight to the Spiral of Destinies, and that is where the real game lives. A lengthy roguelite where gacha is practically irrelevant. Well, in this mode you will bring 3 gacha characters at the start, but you will be recruiting and training tons more on your temporary roster. This mode alone is like 20 hours long per story path with multiple branching storylines. Yeah, amazing. So there is proper content here, man. This is definitely a hidden gem because this game has excellent writing throughout, and the soundtrack, man, soundtrack is amazing. It is like Persona level soundtrack because you will be jamming throughout the game. So yes, Sword of Convalaria is very high quality, and if you like that tactics game, Fire Emblem-esque game, I think you will definitely like this one. And I think they are also getting that inspiration from Persona because in this game, when you are in the story, you have this like cat companion like in Persona, right? So they are definitely getting the inspiration from all the greatest JRPGs. Definitely try Sword of Convalaria. I know this game is amazing. Next is Resonance Solstice. This is the newest release this year, and it really does surprise me because this game is about the stock market where you travel by train from city to city, buying low and selling high. There is in-game news about the currency market prices and significant changes. It is really funny. The gameplay is this like real-time card-based, turn-based, I don't know, man. But it is quite fun. There is auto, obviously, but I think you are doing manual gameplay throughout most of the time because when you go into a new story, you can only manually play it. So yeah, it's not just mindless auto grinding, but if you want to grind, you can obviously use the auto battle. This game is really funny, man. You are using a train, and funnily enough, train traversal is quite relaxing with calm music. As scenery passes by, occasionally you will click to get resources next to the tracks, but otherwise you are just chilling. You can customize the train interior to your liking, and I'm pretty sure you encounter other players on the tracks as well. So yeah, Resonance Solstice is a hidden gem, honestly, because nobody is playing this game, and it is also on Steam. Again, the world building and characters are great in this game. I like the designs. Voice acting adds quite a bit of personality alongside with the writing. Definitely recommend it as something to check in on occasionally. So in this game you can skip days without feeling like you are falling behind and just log in whenever. That is pretty cool. Of course, Limbus Company is easily gonna be in this list because this is probably one of the best gacha game in 2025. Easily one of the best world and story building of anything I've ever consumed in my life. Storytelling is brilliant, dialogues are easy to consume, and they don't throw random dialogues just to sound cool, it always makes sense. Music and soundtrack is phenomenal, again from Millie and EIM Studio, crazy good. Gameplay wise, it is quite nice. The game is certainly not easy, it is a turn-based real-time action-ish. There are of course difficulty spikes, but all of those concerns can be overcome by reading and patience. Yes, I am also guilty of not reading lots of the time in a gacha game, and sometimes you do need to look up some guides in this game. But overcoming the difficulty yourself is such a sweet feeling and surge of adrenaline. The game is not that hard if you don't keep bashing win rate or damage buttons, and take it slow. The game doesn't demand your time constantly. It is something you can pick up and come back whenever. And even the developer said it himself. He wants the best stories for when you come back. So no pressure for dailies, just level up and enjoy the ride. New IDs or egos can be farmed as much as you want with no restriction. Seriously though, this game is barely a gacha game, but if you want to skip the grind and gacha it, you can. And oh my god, the rate also is generous. I've gotten a lot of goodies just from pulling. Highly recommend it if you want a gacha game that is truly its own game and not trying to copy anything else. And you don't have to play this game every day to catch up with all the things. So yeah, you are missing out on something great if you are not playing this game. Silver and Blood stands out for well-written characters with deep backstories, gradually uncovering through interaction. Set in a dark medieval Nexus plagued by Black Blood disease with manhwa-like art and gothic aesthetics with 3D models that look amazing. Gameplay is fast with this real-time action on a 9-grid tactical system where you position your vessels to optimize formations and manually activating ultimate skills while building energy to trigger lunar phase that chains across your team for powerful blood moon. So yeah, the gameplay is quite similar to Nikke in my opinion, but in this case it is like an action RPG real-time turn-based, not turn-based, sorry, 9-grid based tactical system. To be honest, it is quite similar to Nikke. If you log out and then you come back again, you'll have to collect the materials to level up your characters, same as in Nikke. This game has stellar voice acting including Takehito Koyasu and Akiri Kito. Punchy sound effects and music by Yasunori Nishiki creates a breathtaking audio, though it occasionally vanishes or desynchronizes, but honestly, the voice acting in this game is phenomenal, the sound effects phenomenal. It is so impactful that I don't know, it feels great just to play and watch the gameplays by itself. I know, what's the fun in doing that, blah blah blah, but come on man, the game is such an eye candy and you will just want to look at it. Now for the gacha, yeah, the rate seems pretty generous with 4% SSR, the highest rarity character, but character max level is capped based on duplicates pulled, with significant stat boosts locked behind continued gacha investments. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that, but then again, people say that this game is free-to-play friendly, so who knows? Your free-to-play friendliness in this game may vary. There are over 50 vassals across factions, each with distinct identity and secrets. I still highly recommend this game to you guys because this game has this unique aesthetics or visuals, graphics or theme. Nothing is like this before. It is a super unique game and a pretty fun one at that too. So try it out. Next is Nikke. What a surprise! And let's be honest, you come to Nikke for the hot, jiggling booty gun girls, but you end up staying for the unexpectedly good lore, storytelling, and soundtrack. Gameplay is pretty simple, 2D cover-based shooting, where you create a team to fight waves of enemies by tapping the screen. You can do it manually or automatically, but it kinda lacks hardcore shooter depth, but fights can get messy and pretty fun. The surprise is the quality of soundtrack, colorful artworks, and a solid lore creating an enjoyable storyline. The world is quite depressing with hot cyber girls, right? The Nikkes treated as little more than objects except by the commander, which is us. This game is a pretty generous gacha, letting you grind materials for free, when you log out and then you come back again, you will have stored materials for you to collect. So grinding doesn't demand much time. Probably at most an hour for dailies and events, and it is highly recommended to those who enjoy gacha games and of course, men who love sexy anime waifus. Please play this game, it is awesome. Brown Dust 2. Brown Dust 2 is a strategy RPG with nostalgic old-school JRPG characteristics, blending turn-based combat with beautiful animations. The unique thing about this game is that it uses NES cartridges as story arcs, where each story pack introduces new characters in different locations with vastly different themes, making it feel like leading a party on different quests. Fully voice acted, and not to mention that the voice acting in this game is beautiful, and it makes the story so engaging, and it feels like actually playing a game, a console game. Combat is on a grid where you preemptively set up your characters and attack formations for 5 characters and choosing actions and turn order, then watching them execute. Feels like a chess with strategic positioning, like manipulating enemies through knockback skills, plus SP management for special skills adds quite of a tactical depth. This game's main gacha is for character costumes, which give new skills to characters acquired from story or standard banner. But collecting most characters through story packs for free, with costumes being the paid element, feels less worthwhile, and duplicates needed for enhancements makes it quite pay to win. Though this game is seriously generous with diamond currency, so it doesn't really matter. This game is really free to play friendly. It has this beautiful painting like art with vibrant locations and dark dungeons. Music is phenomenal, voice acting is phenomenal, so I highly recommend you guys to try this game out. It is also on PC, which is really nice. So yeah, try it out. This game is good, and I know it will be worth playing. Oh, I forgot to mention that the fan service in this game is quite top notch. Blue Archive. Blue Archive is an anime gacha game where you play as a teacher, which is sensei in Japan, managing students across different schools with real-time combat and a surprisingly deep story about conspiracies, friendship, and the struggles these students face in their chaotic world. The story and writing in Blue Archive is the strongest aspect of this game. It has beautiful world building, it has beautiful character development, so yeah, Blue Archive story is quite nice. Gameplay is pretty fun, but super basic. You command up to 4 striker units and 2 special units, but don't do much since they attack, take cover, move, and use basic skills on predetermined patterns, with your only input being when to use your skills. I mean EX skills to buff, debuff, or do damage. I mean, it is fine for standard content, but for raids, yeah, it is quite tough. Though later raids, you need to be very careful with your positioning, your unit positioning and skill activation. Also, to clear the raids efficiently. So yeah, it can get pretty exhausting and it can get pretty hard in the later content. The game is super free to play friendly. The game is really good. People do recommend you guys to try this game out. Even I do recommend you guys to try this game out if you like a good story. So yeah, play Blue Archive. It is also on Steam. Wuthering Waves. Yeah, obviously, man. In a genre that can be predatory, Wuthering Waves stands out with fluid and satisfying combat, beautiful visuals and animations, character upgrades that feel substantial, rewarding exploration for the vast majority of the game, and brilliant music. There are puzzles in this game, but most puzzles are just there to be there, honestly, and it is not quite fun. The story is okay-ish and well written at times, but drags on too much sometimes, and after finishing story and exploration content, opportunities for easy pool currency are quite limited to events, dailies and weeklies, and of course monthlies, which might slow growth significantly and potentially push people towards spending. And the recent character Chiu Yan has a lot of people complaining since he is not a DPS until he gets a lot of dupes, which is downright infuriating in my opinion, because as an anime fan myself, I want a cool looking guy to be my main DPS, not some anime waifu. Also, this is the first male character in Wuthering Waves since 6 months, man. So yeah, keep that in mind. Who knows what other mischievous decision can Kuro Games pull off in the next coming patches. Maybe like Honkai Star Rail, that most characters need their signature weapons. But most microtransactions is not necessary and not worth it in my opinion in this game. But cosmetics or cool stuff are worth supporting since this game is high quality for the most part. Also, kudos to them for winning Players' Choice Awards at the Game Awards, which I have mixed feelings about that, but congrats to them. I still recommend you guys to play this game if you are looking for a high quality gacha game, despite the negatives I said. Because as a free-to-play player myself, I still enjoy it most of the time. The gameplay and combat in this game is still amazing. It's very fun and pretty good, if I must say so myself. And the events are mostly fun, so this game is quite worth playing in my opinion. Also, this game is on Steam, you have that convenience. What's not to love about gacha games that is on Steam? I know you will have a fun time playing this game. Next is Persona 5 The Phantom X. Yeah, I know the global launch had a shaky start with unbalanced rewards, scheduling, and communication issues with their community. But there has been improvements all around, making the game feel fun and rewarding even for free-to-play player. I've never been tempted to spend money, and it's completely unnecessary unless you're chasing that super high rank leaderboards. This game has engaging story, although the first story chapter is not that engaging, so you gotta play a bit more, and later down the road the story is going to be better. Frequent new events or characters, unique gameplay, of course, the unique Persona 5 gameplay, who doesn't love about that, and the S tier soundtrack, man. The dailies are pretty good, you can play 5 minutes a day to get literally all rewards, aside from occasionally spending extra time on limited events, unlike the mainline Persona. And you should know that unlike the mainline Persona games where balancing daily life, story, and grinding can be difficult, for someone, P5X gives you a freedom to focus on any mechanic without feeling punished, or that you've ruined a run, since there is no time limit, no days or whatever. There's only like yesterday, today, and tomorrow, which is pretty funny, but hey, it is a gacha game, right? This game's turn-based combat is easy to get into, with plenty of room to improve and expand your knowledge at your own pace. Few problems though, lots of keywords and values are used in multiple ways, making guides and info extremely difficult to find. Multiplayer features are fun but should be expanded, since this is a unique opportunity for most social Persona gameplay. Overall, this game is a solid game. It is a way for you to experience the Persona 5 franchise without you spending money. And as a Persona 5 fan myself, I mean, yeah, I think this game is good. This game is not that bad. I don't know why people are complaining about this game. Yeah, obviously, if you want to experience the real Persona 5, then go get Persona 5 Royale. But I think this is a good first step to introduce you to what Persona 5 is. And yeah, this game is good. I highly recommend you guys to play this game. I mean, who doesn't enjoy good turn-based combat? Fun stories with likable characters, good voice acting, good soundtrack, a good JRPG vibe, good gacha, and a pretty fun game in general. So try this game out, and this game is also on Steam. The next is Chaos Zero Nightmare. This game has got one of the best turn-based combat you'll ever find. Following a Slay the Spire structure that is roguelite to its core, the kind of gameplay you would normally only get in a paid game, which is brilliant. Combat in this game is awesome, it has awesome party synergy, character specialization, and mixing cards, creating layered dynamics where every card genuinely matters. First, you draw 5 cards per turn with 3 AP, constantly weighing whether to attack, buff, or heal. And the deck mixes all 3 combatants' cards together, so you are building combos on every battle. And being this a roguelite game, there is a roguelite dungeon in this one, and it is called Chaos. In Chaos mode, you can create decks that can be equipped onto characters afterward, like gear, so every run has purpose beyond just mindlessly grinding, which is really good, and that is the fun part and the good part about this game. I do have a complaint about this one though, because I've said this many times, the progression system is basically Honkai Star Rail, but kinda worse, because this game has dog shit quality of life. No pinning characters for upgrades, no easy navigation to material dungeons, nothing. People are also complaining that dungeons are way too long for a mobile game, some runs taking up to 2 hours just to get upgrades, which is kinda crazy, and to be honest, it is quite wasting my time. And you gotta remember that this game is made for mobile, so playing this on your phone for 2 hours, I don't know, man, it kinda defeats the purpose of a mobile game, honestly. But nonetheless, this game is good, gameplay is awesome, and I think if you like it and you can pass all through that bullshit that I said, I think you're gonna have a fun time playing this game. And of course, we have Etheria Restart. Etheria Restart is super free-to-play friendly compared to most gacha games out there. Dupes in this game aren't game-changing. There's no bonus effects for dupes. The only thing that dupes provide is stat boost, maybe 5% crit damage, 20% HP. I don't know, man. But yeah, you can run a single copies and stay competitive in this game. And this game has no 50-50 bullshit, meaning when you hit PD you will actually get the character banner, which is awesome. Plus there is no weapon gacha. Oh my god, praise the Lord. This game also has PvP. Sure, this game is quite competitive because of the PvP and of course the no dupes upgrade stuff. The one thing that I wish that this game has is the love from the developer, because I feel like the developer doesn't really wanna do major updates, because the only major update in this game is character banner, new events, and that's pretty much it. Very minimal quality of life update. I don't know, man, it's just bare bones. It's like the bare minimum of updates. So I really wish that the developer put more love into this game, because this game is very free to play friendly. This game is legitimately good and it is fun. So yeah, E3 Restart, it is on Steam, try it out, and I highly recommend it. Yeah, what a surprise, Octopath Traveler. Because this game really surprised me. The more I play this game, the more I realize how content-packed this game is for a gacha game that is made by Square Enix. Octopath Traveler COTC is a turn-based RPG, your classic Octopath Traveler. But in this case, you are forming 2 parties of 4 that freely rotate during combat, with only the front row attacking and the standby characters restoring HP, SP, and BP each turn, which is phenomenal. And I think this is such a super good mechanic, because you know we all love Final Fantasy X with this system. And this game has 8 jobs with corresponding weapon types. Each character has unique job trees on a 3 to 5 star ranking system with streamlined progression, though most are locked behind gacha. The story is where it's at though. Story split between traveler stories and side stories and main stories, following the 3 paths: wealth, power, and fame, with a darker tone, and writers are not afraid to kill off characters, which is amazing. And not to mention that this game has amazing soundtrack with beautiful HD 2D art style that Square Enix have been killing it in all their HD 2D game. But I do have a complaint about this game, is that the grind is a bit rough in my opinion, because mini bosses and the materials you require to upgrade your heroes can be hard to find if you haven't found it, so just keep that in mind. But I haven't spent a cent in this game for a decent 5-star team, and I'm still killing content left and right, so I think this game is quite free to play friendly, and dailies only last half an hour, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I think this game is just great, and not many people are playing this game because I think you need to learn a lot more, and it's not that accessible as Honkai Star Rail or any other turn-based gacha RPG like Chaos Zero Nightmare. I think that game is still pretty accessible, or E3 Restart, or Persona 5 Phantom X. So yeah, I do recommend you guys to try this game out, because this game is really fun, story is amazing, soundtrack, obviously it is amazing, visuals, come on man, how can you not love HD 2D pixel art style? Who doesn't love it? Alright, that's pretty much about Octopath Traveler. I do recommend it, and yeah, I think it's worth playing. Of course, this game is going to be on the list, Reverse 1999. This game surprised me with its amazing storytelling, combining time travel, magic, and alternate histories. The game has rich character backstories with slower, refreshing pacing that lets you connect with the characters, that actually makes you care about the story and all the characters. Music, absolutely incredible. It's haunting, beautiful, orchestral, and ambient blend with top-notch voice acting, especially the English dub with this strong British German accents. It's kind of funny at first, but the more you listen to it, oh my god, the more beautiful it gets. Visually, this game has stunning art, blending historical aesthetics with magical realism, distinctive character designs, dreamy otherworldly environments, and the gameplay with this card system that lets you, swap between moves. I don't know how you say it, but you move the cards and then you make it side by side, and then it will combine to be a more powerful card that you can use to defeat your enemies. Yeah, I mean, the gameplay is quite basic. I mean, if you have a deep thinking about all the strategy and whatnot, if you want to min-max everything, yeah, the combat can be pretty deep. I think it's pretty good because it is easy to learn but hard to master type of gameplay, so I think it's really, really good. And I've been playing this game free to play since launch. There is no problem at all. I think this game is more focused on the story than the gacha itself, so I do highly recommend this game. And there's no doubt that this is one of the highest quality gacha games that ever been made. So Reverse 1999, play it. It is on Steam. You will not regret playing this game. And the last but not the least, it is Uma Musume Pretty Derby. There is no doubt that this game is a super unique fun gacha game. It won the Game Awards for a mobile game, I think, right? For mobile game? In this game, you train cute horse girls, yes, actual horse girls based on real life race horses, turning them into top tier racers and pop idols. You guide them through their career by boosting stats, managing training schedules, choosing race tactics, and watching them perform in cinematic 18-player races that honestly feel like watching an anime episode. It's cool, okay? Outside races, they even perform live concerts, which adds a fun idol twist to this game. And the unique thing about this game is that this is a mix of deep training systems, emotional story events, and that sweet feeling when, my racehorse girls wins after all that hard work that I've been putting them through. Whew, it is so satisfying. And I gotta give them credit where credit is due. Uma Musume released this year and has been rocking it off. And this game has the least drama, probably no drama at all when it launched. Because, as you all remember, Persona 5 The Phantom X, you have the drama with rewards and scheduling and communication issues. This game has none. This game just launched perfectly fine. People are playing this game. It has been praised for a good manager sim-ish type of game. And it is quite free-to-play friendly. And I gotta admit, I have a lot of fun playing this game, even though it's not my cup of tea playing this manager sim type of game. But damn, this game looks amazing. This game is full of charming characters to collect. I know it's weird and wild, and surprisingly it is quite addictive, and god damn it, I love it. This is a game trying to be its own game. Alright, that's pretty much it about this list. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.